Absolutely, yeah.
Ik begin met de presentatie. Heb je de kaart? Welke kaarten? Met de naam. Het is wel de naam van het wat je hebt geschreven. Natural Nylon Entertainment. Oké.
That always gets a good laugh. Nylon. A very fantasy about chic stuff.
Eh bien bonsoir, comme d'habitude je vais commencer par vous demander de faire un petit peu moins de bruit. Pas très efficace. Alors les deux personnes qui sont ici en train de discuter à côté de moi sont d'une part Damon Brent qui est coproducteur d'Existence et donc qui appartient à la maison Natural Nylon Entertainment, et puis bien sûr Jude, vous l'avez vu en haut, il a débuté sur les planches tout jeune et puis très vite il a voulu passer devant la caméra et on a eu l'occasion de le voir dans Gattaca qui était présenté l'année dernière. Dans Wild, il a également été dirigé par Clint Eastwood dans Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Et puis certains d'entre vous ont peut-être eu la chance de le voir hier soir dans Wisdom of Crocodiles. Et puis bien sûr maintenant dans Existence. Je vous demande de les applaudir.
Yeah.
Jude Law is ongetwijfeld een van de meest belovende acteurs uit Engeland. Hij speelde onder meer in Gattaca, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, Wild en Shopping. En op dit festival kon u hem al bewonderen in The Wisdom of Crocodiles en Existence.
Good old Existence.
When you choose to work on this film, was it only the name Cronenberg that made you do it, or did you already had to read the script?
We were sent the script as a company, Natural Nylon Entertainment.
Could you speak in the mic?
Okay, sorry, is that better? The script was originally sent to us as a company. I'm a part of Natural Nylon also, and Alliance Pictures, who were the main producers on the piece with David Cronenberg, were looking for a co-production within England. They needed more money for the film. That was the first time I read it, and I was a huge fan of David's. More than simply for his films, but also for, I think, his the spirit of the man. I think he has managed to make films over 20 years that have never been influenced by anything other than his own fascination with biological technology and the manipulation of the senses. And this particular script I thought was superb, and the part was superb. So I was thrilled to be involved.
I've read that you had to do quite a hard pre-work before starting really acting, like reading books and things like that. Could you tell us?
Yeah, a lot of the build-up to the film wasn't so much working on the script as working on existentialist literature, which, if you like, lent itself to the feel of the film. So David gave us a diet of Dostoevsky and Kierkegaard and all, but also gave us an opportunity to play a lot of computer games. He wanted us to get very much into the kind of game-playing mind state, and the kind of the boldness of game playing. So it was a good time for me playing computer games and reading books. It was, you know, easy.
Is it something that's close to you?
The film?
Well, film and also that world of computer games?
The world of computer games, I don't know. I mean, I have as many... I like it as much as I am fearful of it.
Well, and well, how was the work then during the shooting itself? How is it to work with David Cronenberg? I mean, he's someone who seems so weird.
David's very precise, and everything that was in the script was very specific and very clean, and really the film that we made was already on the page. Much of really our challenge was to bring a very real kind of human base to what was a very kind of peculiar world. But David himself is a very gentle, intelligent, intense, shy man, and I think his films are very much his purge, you know. And he doesn't make them to shock and to provoke, more to offer the question of, you know, what if we were to do this? What if we were to manipulate ourselves in this way? So working with him was actually very mellow in comparison to the kind of intensity of the script and the piece.
David always works with the same crew on every film.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Was it different working that way?
The thing you notice, I've worked with other directors who have the same crews. Clint Eastwood always works with the same cameraman and props department and design team. Two other directors I've worked with always use the same team. The difference with that is that it feels like you are stepping into a very collaborative, very calm and very focused group of people, which is often more comfortable than working with people who are all trying to get to know each other, as well as make a film. So yeah, it helps. Especially with people like Carol Spear, the designer. She has done every one of David's films, and the two of them find it very easy to create a visual.
One of the things which is very particular to that movie is that, well, it's supposed to happen in kind of future world, but, well, not so far, but there's nothing really futuristic, I would say. So I mean, it's just look like our real world that we have now. That you don't have those computer.
It's more like, I think, if I were to use, I'm going to steal an image that David used. He said it's not so much a surreal world or a futuristic world. It's more like taking the world that we live in at the moment and imagining that it grew an arm, and it's like an additional arm. A kind of mutated arm to the world that we live in. It's like looking at what we have and kind of morphing it slightly, but never necessarily saying this is going to happen, or that this has happened. You know, it's more trying to twist what we have already.
Mm-hmm. But except that part, which is, well, in a way quite living, there is nothing like you know, strange machines that they could use or things like that.
There isn't.
It's really...
There isn't, but at the same time, there's something, I think, that he takes a bridge between our fascination with technology, our relationship with technology, our need and our reliance and our relationship, our intimacy with computers, games, if you like, the vestige we put into technology, and also our fascination with our own kind of physical manipulation, be it from tattoos to body piercing to, I suppose, to genetic engineering. And he, I think, has combined those two social fascinations and created his own biology.
That gives more strength to the movie, I think.
Oh,
the fact of not having all these technical stuff.
Yeah, he was very specific at not having any jewelry, no watches, no video monitors, and nothing like a tattoo. It was meant to be a very kind of specific world, but certainly not a futuristic one. Ah, thank you.
Est-ce qu'il y a des questions dans le public?
Be careful when you pour it.
Sinon, on continue.
Crazy.
It's very lively.
Non?
You could end up with a huge head.
Faudra vous approcher de toute façon parce qu'il n'y a pas de micro-baladeur. Donc si vous avez des questions, venez plus près. Wow.
Sorry.
Don McKellar, who plays a major role in the film, is also a director. Did he want to oppose his view a little
Have I
bit?
seen this film?
Did he want to oppose his view on in this film?
Oh no, not at all. Don is a true team player, and David Cronenberg appears in all his films as an actor. So the two of them have a relationship that is very submissive to the role that they're playing in that particular production. Don is a brilliant talent and a really a very friendly, very collaborative man, yeah. But he certainly never, I don't think anyone would dare implement their own opinion on David's work. It's so unique, you know.
And what do you think of Don's work?
I've only seen Don's 2 short films. I've not seen his full length, which I know won a special recognition in Cannes last year, called The Last Night, but I've heard it's excellent. And I've heard David is excellent in it, actually, as an actor. Yeah.
Let him drink. Well, a few words maybe about The Wisdom of Crocodiles, who had 2 prizes here.
Yeah, 2 prizes.
Yes. It's a movie showing, well, a new image of the vampire in a way. It's a more sensitive vampire who's not afraid of the sun and all these, well, things that you usually have. It's completely different.
Yeah, it was never really, I don't know why, but we never intended the film to be a vampire film. Although everything in the story and in the genre lent itself to being a vampire film, it's more, I've always seen it more as an investigation of the kind of the animal in all of us, the primal instincts that we all have, if you like, to destroy the thing we love, to devour the thing that we need the most, and that ultimately the thing that kills us is the thing that we cannot kill, the thing that we cannot devour, because it's our love, the love of ourselves and the love of the person we have. Obviously, though, with all the vampire themes, you can't help but escape from that, and that it fits into that genre. But I quite like the idea that there were also possibly reasons, human reasons, for Stephen's vampire-like qualities. And therefore you're never sure whether he is indeed suffering from this disease that the film explains, or whether it's all in his imagination. He may just be a homicidal maniac, you don't know.
But what's also very special is, well, it was the first time I saw a movie in which the vampire in a way commits suicide.
Yeah, it is a
For
first.
love.
It is a first for that, yeah.
It's great.
Thank you.
Toujours pas de questions dans le public?
Any questions?
No.
What was the most difficult? The scenes in which you kill the women, or the love scenes?
Both were difficult for different reasons. The murder scenes were very difficult because technically we wanted to recreate a theme to the way in which he killed women. So we had to come up with almost like a dance, a kind of a physical routine that would remind the audience of the last time he committed the same crime. And so it was quite technical. Also, what with special effects, blood and what have you, there was very specifics that I had to do certain things to create certain effects. Love scenes are always difficult because they're uncomfortable and usually a little embarrassing and certainly never sexy. When you're actually doing them, they're kind of ridiculous, you know? So both were different for different reasons.
Ah, venez par ici, on n'a pas de micro-baladeur.
I hope it's got more than one question.
Yes, one.
What did you actually eat in the movie?
Oh, in the meal?
Yes.
Well, I don't eat very much meat. I don't like meat very much, so I made them make something vegetarian. Also, I knew that I ended up eating for 2 days for that scene. I ate maybe 8 courses of that meal. And I knew that if they had made it out of meat, I'd be like, you know. So it was, the gun itself, it was carved, hand carved, and made out of tiny bones from dinosaur kits. You know those kits you get where you can build a dinosaur? They were made out of things like that, and also hand carved. And they took each piece and basically covered it in a kind of prosthetic gelatine that was edible, and also bits of vegetable like aubergine, zucchini, things like that, and colouring. It was pretty disgusting. I was okay for the first like 4 or 5 times. By the end, it was, you know.
But you seem to like it.
Yeah, well, I had to. I've been paid to.
Okay, maybe a question for Damon. Hello there.
Yeah, talk to him.
You're not supposed to be asking me any questions.
So you two are both in the same production company, Natural Nylon. What are you looking for in the scripts that you want to produce?
Every time you make a rule in anything you look at, I suppose, well, you automatically break it. So if there's anything that, as a company, we're looking for, is essentially character-driven pieces rather than, say, plot-driven, that are performance-led and not, you know, tomorrow we'll find a script that's plot-driven and that'll change. So, but essentially character-driven.
Also a lot of couple months, really, don't they?
But yeah, most of it comes from within. We don't take projects really from outside. We look at books, we look at ideas between us, and we sort of develop them inside the company rather than sort of bringing outside people and then
Talking to the mic.
and then we go out to the world. Oh.
Thank you. Well, you work together in this company with also with well, people like Ewan McGregor and so on. So why did you decide to build it together? I mean, young actors and producers.
Really, it's nothing more simpler than a group of friends actually wanting to work together. I came from a technical background in the film industry. I used to be a cameraman. And as a group of friends, we sort of sat down and thought, wouldn't it be nice to work together, to start off with. And on top of that, then the actors were sort of at a stage in their careers where it was rather than wait for stuff to come through the door, let's actually start developing it for them and work at their skills and as actors as well as creative writers.
I think also we wanted to create a base where films were developed in a more organic way, rather than buying scripts, hiring directors, hiring actors. We were trying to develop ideas with actors, directors, designers, whoever, you know, from the beginning, so that it was a more kind of creative pool, a kind of an organic process, rather than the more regimented, formulaic kind of way of putting films together. I mean, that's not to say that that way is wrong, because there's room for that, but we kind of like the idea of collaboration from the beginning, just to see if it worked. And so far, it's proven to be quite positive, actually. Hard work, because it means taking a lot longer in the development process, but it brings out a far more, I keep saying the word collaborative, but it brings out a far more collaborative atmosphere in the projects.
Is it in a way a solution for you to be sure to be in the movie?
Sorry?
Since you're one of the producers, is it a solution for you to be in the movie anyway?
No, we were sent the film. Oh, you mean, well, this film or other films?
Other films.
The other films, well, the 6 that we're developing, each involve one of the actors or all of the actors, but that's only the initial slate we have. We have, I think, 6 films developing at the moment, which we hope to complete in the next 2 or 3 years. After that, we hope we will have created a precedent, a stamp, if you like, after which we can open the doors a little more. It's just been the fact that the slate has taken so long to kind of come to fruition that at the moment, yeah, we are involved in most of the projects, but that's only on a kind of initial creative basis.
And which are these projects? You say there are 6.
I'm developing a project at the moment, which is a kind of Pennebaker documentary style look at the life of Brian Epstein, the Beatles manager. We're developing 2 novels by the author Christopher Fowler, Psychoville and Disturbia, which are both sort of urban nightmare dramas. We're developing a story of the Hellfire Club, a 17th century group of politicians, playwrights and rakes, and also a film on the life story of Christopher Marlowe, the Elizabethan playwright.
And we're just going into production on a film we're doing with Jude McGregor called Nora, which is the love story of James Joyce and Nora Barnacle, which is Natural Nylon's first sort of sole producing credit. It's quite exciting. And Jude's not in it.
That's why I didn't mention.
Des questions? Non?
Als
N'hésitez
er onder
pas.
jullie nog vragen zijn, kom gerust af.
I wouldn't ask me a question.
That's really good.
Vanessa,
The
viens nous
cigarette.
faire.
I'm left as a split. I didn't mean to pull that.
Oh no.
Okay.
I think we're gonna stop here.
Yeah, great.
Well, no. Eh bien, je vous demanderai de les applaudir une dernière fois, merci.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.